Hello everybody, my name is Xuchen Yao. I'm with CSOT AI. Today I'm gonna walk you through deploying a CChat AI agent onto WhatsApp. Right, so by the end of the video tutorial, you will be able to successfully have um, configured your Meta business app and then hook it up with CChat. And also you have both a chat AI agent over here and also a human agent working for you, right? So this is the final product that on the right hand side I have logged in as a normal user who is trying to contact the CSOT AI via WhatsApp, and currently is disconnected, so that we're going to reconfigure this. On the left hand side, you would say that from my CChat admin panel under conversations view, I can see all the incoming inquiries. From here, I can either ask my CChat agent to automatically respond to my users, or I can join as a live person, as a live agent to talk with this user. So to initiate a human-to-human chat conversation. Okay, let's get started. So before we get started, we want to make sure that you have already created your own CSOT AI agent. So for instance, from our own homepage, if you click on this button over here, and then you would say that, okay, I have already deployed this chat agent onto the web channel, right? So, we tested this and it's working totally fine. If you haven't done so, you can log into CChat over here and then configure your chat agent and then click on this test AI agent button to be able to chat with your CChat AI agent, right? And after that, we feel, oh, okay, this is all configured pretty well. This is all omni-channel, right? So here, the same user experience, and here, the same user experience, right? After we have created all of this, and then we can go to channels, and then we can configure the WhatsApp integration over here, right? So currently, it's not configured, but then we're gonna do it pretty soon. We have written some very, very extensive wiki page for this integration. However, because it involves with 3 types of meta apps, it's like just super complicated. So we thought a video tutorial would actually do much better for you. That's why we created this, right? So from this like high level WhatsApp setup, from number 1 to number 7, majority of our time will be spent between number 1 to number 5 over here. I have to give you a warning that because the final product is using the WhatsApp Business Platform API, if you are accessing WhatsApp using the WhatsApp Business app, meaning that you are scanning a QR code to log into some browser, so that 4 to 12 different agents can log into the same account under the same account, you would lose access to that, right? So this application is strictly suited more for people who have a large volume of incoming WhatsApp messages, while 80 to 90% of the WhatsApp messages can be automatically replied, right? But sometimes people can request live agent to be able to talk with your chat app, right? So this is a kind of customer profile we think that would fit the best to the usage scenario, right? So just to think twice if you want to go before this. So if you are now currently using the WhatsApp business app on your phone or in the browser, and then you can log in like 4 to 12 at 4 to 12 different places, then you would lose access to that, right? However, we would give you a very powerful ChatGPT powered chat agent to respond to majority of your inquiries. If your customers want to talk with a live person, they can still request it to a human, and then you will be notified and talk with them, right? So that's like one big outcome for this. So please be careful before you want to do this. And during this whole process, because there's all kinds of different configuration catch-ups, right? Gotchas. In the end, we have some troubleshooting material. We're gonna have like a trap 1, 2, 3, 4 that I'm gonna remind you during this whole process, right? But okay, now let's get started. So the very first thing you're gonna do is that and you're logging into Meta Business Suite over here. So we'll be mainly accessing to two different Meta products. One is called business.facebook.com, which is Meta Business Suite, where you can configure your businesses over here. And the other one is called developers.facebook.com, which is the Meta Business App Manager, where you can configure the integration between CChat and your WhatsApp account, right? So first of all, you want to make sure that, okay, my business has been verified with Meta Business Suite, right? You go to business.facebook.com over here. Let me drag myself over. And then you would say that, oh, okay, so everything now is configured, right? I have a WhatsApp account associated with this account over here. And if I click onto this WhatsApp account, you would say that I already have a phone number and access associated with it, right? So if I click on WhatsApp Manager over here, and then we just wait for a little while for this one to load up, you would see that, okay, my business is verified, and then I have connected with the phone number, right? So that's the first, that's the very first thing. And after that, after you have integrated this WhatsApp account into your Meta Business Manager part, then let's configure another thing, which is according to the wiki that we want to create a new Meta Business app, right? So what this Meta Business app does is to function as a bridge, so that if I go to my CChat API setup over here over WhatsApp app, right? We want to be able to find a place to configure the webhook and the verify token over here. And that place would actually be under developers.facebook.com, right? So if I click onto all my apps, the very first thing is I'm gonna create a new app, right? So from here, let's create a new brand new application. Meta thinks the most popular use case would actually be logging with Facebook, right? Facebook login, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do others over here. And then step number 2 is to create an app type, because by definition you're a business, and then you want to talk with your customers, or just choose business over here, and then click on next. And then you can do you can create a app name. I'm just gonna call it csr.ai. Let's make this one bigger for you. And then do I have a business portfolio, right? I can click on into csr.ai. This is associated with the business portfolio, and this is my contact email. And then I'm gonna create this new application. Yeah, putting my password over here. And now Meta will create a new app, right? So this app will have access to your Meta business account, right? So if you scroll down all the way to the bottom, we have WhatsApp here, and then we're gonna set it up, right? Click on setup, and it's gonna bring you to a 3-step little tutorial over here, right? So this one says, okay, you needed to add a payment method if you have a lot of incoming queries, and also you want to set up the cloud API. This is the weird part where it makes you lose access to a WhatsApp business app, just to be warned, right? Warned. And also you needed to add a phone number over here, right? So let's just click on the start using the API, and then it's gonna get you to the API setup over here. So let's see. First of all, it's gonna give you a temporary access token, right? This is actually cache number 1, because the token will expire in 23 hours. We do not want to use this access token in your CChat integration over here. Otherwise, you have to refresh the token every 23 hours. Then what's the point of having the whole automation here, right? And second, if you haven't added your WhatsApp number over here, you might have a test number. This is a 555 phone number, right? So just go ahead and add your WhatsApp, click on this button and add your number over here. We're actually gonna directly go to step number 3, which is a configure webhooks, which also brings you back brings you to the third part on the left navigation panel here. All right, so configuration, and then what is a callback URL, what is a verified token, right? You can click on edit, and then these two fields can be obtained from CChat, right? So if you haven't done so, go to your CChat agent part, and then go to channels. Here, yours might look very different. In mine, WhatsApp has not been configured. Messenger hasn't been configured either. So just click on WhatsApp, right? Make sure this is the right chat agent over here. And step 1 would be configure webhook URL, right? So we're gonna click on this button to copy the webhook URL, and then I can go back to this page and then paste the callback URL, right? For verified token, CChat will give you a verified token as well. So just to copy this exactly, and then paste this, right? So we're gonna do the verify and save, right? For now, Facebook is gonna say, okay, it cannot be validated. Please verify the provided information. I'll try again later, right? So, but from here, we just click on next over here. So this actually set up everything, and then click on verify and save again, and then it's gonna go through. We click on next, and it's gonna go. Oh, okay. Sorry, I have to do a refresh token. So let's just do a verify. I want to refresh and set it up. Yeah, I forgot to set it up. Click on this token, copy, and then put on this verify token one more time, and now it's verified. Sorry, I forgot to refresh my token. And now we have this part verified, and from the CChat part, you would say that okay, this part is done as well, right? Because I was using in this tutorial, because I was using old verified token, I deleted everything that didn't quite work. So I got a refresh token right now. And the next part is to get the obtain WhatsApp access token. We're gonna get a 24-hour, more than 24-hour permanent token for now, later, right? But before you move forward, right? Before step number 2, this is actually catch number 2 over here. We have to properly configure the WhatsApp field, right? So this is a WhatsApp webhook field. What does this webhook field do? So this will notify all the incoming messages, right? So we're gonna click on manage, and then you go down all the way to the bottom, and then you find out, actually in the middle, you have a messages over here, right? So we're gonna subscribe. This actually tells you that whenever an incoming message comes to your WhatsApp account, we are actually gonna receive this from the webhook, right? So presumably, let's click on down over here. We have subscribed to messages. Presumably, I wanted to configure webhook field first as messages, and then configure this callback URL and a verified token. This is a very, very easily missed part. You first have to do the callback and verify token, and then make sure that you got incoming messages, right? So in the future, if you saw that, I just typed a message into my WhatsApp account over here. Sorry, there's a black screen, but I didn't receive it on the left-hand side. Then that means that you did not properly configure the webhook field over here. Give it enough permissions. Right? Okay, so now catch number 2 is resolved. Let's go to the third step, which is a permanent token. Facebook does tell you, okay, how to create a permanent token. This is a whole lot more complicated, but the general idea is to get rid of this temporary access token, which is only valid up to 24 hours, right? So I'm sorry, going to EPS setup over here. This token will work, if you copy paste this temporary access token over here onto the CChat configuration page, right? It'll work, but it's gonna expire in 23 or 24 hours, right? So Facebook has already created this long guide to ask you to create a system user access token, which can be permanent. right? So this whole process is a little bit long, and then but I'm gonna walk you through this, right? So I'm gonna walk you through this, and then let's create this token all together, right? So for now, I'm gonna close this page, and then let's go back to your Meta Business Suite over here. Under users, you would say that okay, there's a system users here. I have already created system users, and Facebook only allows you to create one admin user. So unfortunately, you have to create another one by yourself if you haven't done so, right? So if I just do admin and then do admin over here, it does not let me create a system user because the maximum number is 1, right? So suppose you have done so, and you got a system user over here, and then you will be very, very tempted to click on this button, generate new token. But I would say don't do that yet, right? So you first have to assign assets, right? So this is actually catch number 3 here. So unlike this configuration page, you first set up your webhook and access token, and then you configure the webhook fields. This part asks you to do entirely the reverse way, meaning that you first have to assign an asset. What is an asset, right? Asset is the new application we just created, which is here. It's called Caesar.ai, right? I want to give it a full control, manage app, and then save change. This actually says that the new system admin user can access this resource, which is Caesar.ai, the WhatsApp application, right? So we want to save pages, and after this, you say, okay, now this assistant user can access my my WhatsApp application under this part, right? So now we have connected both of them all together, right? And now let's create a generate new token here. So we want to select application, which is Caesar.ai, and then even though Facebook recommends you to do 60 days of token expiration, here we're just gonna save some trouble and then click on never. So this is a permanent token, right? And then there's a lot of permissions page checkboxes over here, because we are doing WhatsApp messaging over here. So I would actually ask you to suggest to scroll down all the way to the bottom to click on WhatsApp Business Management and WhatsApp Business Messaging, right? So it would work only with only WhatsApp Business Messaging, but sometimes I'm a little bit eager to give more permissions sometimes, right? So over here, if in the future you say, okay, my application, I want to connect it with Facebook, then you can do exactly the same, right? So Facebook is actually called pages messaging. Every user, every customer of yours will go to your Facebook page and click on that chat button to be able to communicate with pages. So you can actually use the same system user to access all the different apps. You can give pages messaging over here, and if you want to hook up the same application onto Instagram, you can do exactly the same, and then just click on Instagram manage messages over here, right? So for now, because we are only doing WhatsApp Business Management and WhatsApp Business Messaging, we'll just give it 2 permissions over here. Now I can generate a token. Okay, now the token is generated. Remember that Meta only will give you will only show this token once, right? So make sure that we save this before this window disappears. If it disappears, just click on generate a new token and you'll get a new one. This token is actually, clickable, right? So this would actually open up the access token debugger over here. And then from here, you would say, okay, my scope of this token is actually WhatsApp business messaging over here, right? So I have this scope, so this will work. This token will grant you the permission to be able to respond to your users, right? So let's be a little bit more clear over here. If you want to understand what is going on, right? So this verify token from the app will give you the permission whenever a user sends you a message, and then CChat will be able to receive the message. However, CChat cannot use this token to respond to user. The permission, the authority actually comes from this access token. So CChat can use this access token to respond to user. So totally two different type of tokens if you want to really understand how this is all set up. This is where this complication comes from, right? So now we're gonna copy this access token and then go to CChat over here and then paste this WhatsApp access token. Save it over here, and now we're done, right? So WhatsApp is properly configured, right? So now this is configured. We are done, and then you can you can go ahead and then start talking with the your WhatsApp application, right? Now let's give it a try. So what we are doing here is I go to log in with WhatsApp over here, right? So now let's just paste the message. Hello. Oh, sorry. Let me just drag myself over here, or just drag myself in the middle. Oh, on the left-hand side, right? Okay, great. Yeah. And then I would also say top of the morning to you. So you see from the right-hand side, I'm talking with my CChat agent, and on the left-hand side, I logged into the CChat agent, right? And then it just says, okay, how may I assist you today, right? So I would say, what do you sell? And then the message goes into CChat. We received it from here. What do you sell over there? And then CChat would actually generate a token, generate a response, right? How can I assist you further, right? Exactly the same, right? If I want to be a little bit fancier, I can actually go to request for a live agent, right? I can type my slash command, a live agent. Of course, you want to tell your user that the user is actually requesting a live agent over here. And then on the left-hand side, this one I would actually say, okay, well, successfully transfer to a live agent because I'm currently online over now, right? So this also gives the agent a summary, right? We summarized the chat history so far, and now I logged in as Xuchen Yao myself, right? So I would say, hello, this is a live agent speaking. And now I can chat. The message will come into here, into the user's incoming inquiries, and then hello back, right? This is your customer, right? And how may I help? How may I assist you, right? So from here, you would say that originally the user was talking with the CChat AI agent, and you would be able to observe all the incoming conversations. But the user can also access the live agent over here by using the secret token, and then the live agent can talk with the user. You would expect maybe 90% of all your conversations will be handled automatically by the CChat AI agent. However, if the user wants to talk with a real human being, you can talk with them as well. One benefit of WhatsApp is that it logs all the user information, phone number over here. Oops, that's my phone number. So you would be able to reach out to the user later by either WhatsApp messages or phone calls or text messages, etc. Right? But here we go, right? So now, if there's anything that's not so clear, I would actually encourage you to go through this whole wiki page one more time, and if you do not receive messages, let's say if you do not, there are like 3 or 4 catch-ups, gotchas over here, right? But again, if you do not receive messages on the left-hand side, that means your webhook scope is not properly configured. If you do not have responses on the right-hand side, that actually means your system user permissions is not configured properly, right? If you have configured both of that, properly, that would work for you, right? Always follow the tutorial, and then going to all the way to the very bottom. We also got a troubleshooting part that we're gonna continue to expand. Right? If you still have trouble, just go to support and then send us email, and then we'll be ready to help you. And finally, enjoy your CChat AI agent that has both automation and also the human agent transfer. Thank you very much.